Bottoms. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Yeah. That's know.
Can't go over budget though. No. Yeah.
She should. She did. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Saturday you walk, right?
No, October 19th.
Oh. I mean, it's like. One night of my life, no, but I did get it.
But I think it's cool.
No, I mean, I'm fine with this. I don't like that at all. It's cool. Yeah, she said she wanted to block.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the ones.
Yes, sir.
Put it on down.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh,
Short sleeve. With short sleeve shirt.
of course.
Good.
And I took one day off, the doctor did a shot.
One more. She's coming. She's coming. Just one more.
Okay.
So it's pink. I'm sorry.
The Chicago Common Council meeting will now come to order. Excuse me, for Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. For the meeting, roll call, please.
First District Councilwoman Monica Gonzalez.
Here.
Third District Councilman Terrence Hill. Fourth District Councilwoman Stacy Winfield.
Present.
Fifth District Councilman Robert Garcia. Sixth District Councilwoman Gilda Warren.
Present.
Councilman at Large Dwayne Ransford. Councilwoman at Large Vanessa Hernandez Warren.
Present.
Councilman at Large Kenneth Monroe. Council President Lenny Francisco.
Present. The record, Mr. Clerk, we do have Fifth District Councilman Robert Garcia here.
Noted.
See, we do not have any council meeting minutes, so we'll move on to, is there any communications from the mayor?
I have none.
Any communications from department heads?
We have accounts payable warrants, 09-12224 CC, 09-1424 CC, 09-2524 CC, 09-2524 LA, and 09-3024 CC.
So, Mr. President, thank you.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Gonzalez, seconded by Councilwoman Winfield to accept the accounts payable warrants. Do you have any questions on the motion? Clerk Medina, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez, Orange,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes.
Payroll warrant biweekly, 09-1324.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilwoman Gonzalez to accept the payroll warrants. Do I have any questions on the motion? Clerk Medina, roll call.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez, Orange,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. Have any committee reports? Do we have any board reports? Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Just briefly, I sit on the Lake County Waste Management, Board and representing the council in Chicago. And, there's a lot of things gonna bring, to the next meeting, just to let them know the council of the services that we have. But one of the things I just wanted to point out is that Lake County Waste Management, for East Chicago, we do have a drop-off site for tires. So each resident has the opportunity to drop off 2 tires over at the, Public Works if need be. That's just one of the things, but they have a lot of other programs, shredding, different recycling and reuse stuff for costumes, things like that. But I'll bring some more information at our next meeting.
Thank you. Have any other board reports? Moving on, do we have any ordinances on first reading?
We have 2. First ordinance on first reading, ordinance 24-0023. Chicago Civil City Ordinance for Appropriations and Tax Rates 2025.
Good morning, Mr. President, on first reading.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilwoman Orange to hear ordinance 24-0023 on first reading. Any questions on the motion? Councilman Garcia?
Val, can we email you any questions we have on this since we just got this today?
Yep, our design notice provided a bit of information, and then we provided the summary that my office always prepares every year, which compares 24 to 25. So we're hoping everything goes right, between this meeting and the next meeting, which has a public hearing. If you have any questions, you want to speak to any department head or anybody about anything in the budget, we'll have that person. If you're gonna have a finance committee meeting, a special meeting, we'll have that person there or anybody else you ask.
I just asked my fellow council members if they have any questions, to email you.
You can email me and, well, the mayor's office, CC me, and we'll get your questions to the various departments and one you want to speak to.
I just, since we're on the committee, if we could make sure that we have all of us CC'd on the email, just in case we can get it back and submit it for
That's
you.
a good idea. So,
The other thing that we discussed, if you're gonna have a time swing, you can have it during the day, because sometimes they get pretty long, and a lot of our department heads, you know, they have things that they schedule after hours. So if all possible, we could have it earlier, like we used to, or we can have like room or whatever, if possible.
it'd be all right now. But I'm trying to cut out that we don't think that everybody just email. What questions they have, email. If there's any more questions, just email the committee.
Well, we do that way, if you want to do it that way, or someone would have a meeting, we could have them respond to your questions. But then we'll see, you want to see all the council members, right? You send a question. So.
But yeah, the answer, yeah,
Right.
yeah, you can do the whole.
Any other questions?
Well, we're trying to do anything we can to make this, the process more functional. And so,
You'll get my questions tomorrow.
and I'm sure. it will be.
Any other questions?
so next
Any
week-
other questions? Clerk Medina, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez, Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Say.
Francisco.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just want to make sure, next meeting, we're scheduled for a public hearing. It is in the second meeting, on 12th.
You said that already. Gotcha, thank you. Clerk Medina, next ordinance, please.
Mr. President, just for the record, Councilman Monroe has joined us.
That is correct.
Ordinance 24-0026, sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland. Appropriations ordinance, local and bridge grant fund 4501 HMA overhead.
I'll move on first reading, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion is made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilwoman Orange. Here ordinance 24-0026 on first reading. Any motion on, any questions on the motion?
Yeah, if somebody could briefly, let me know to describe this to me.
For the record, I don't know why I'm not here.
Can
The
you
city
please
engineer-
first go, only,
That's why I'm here right now. Okay, city engineer was supposed to be here to answer your questions. What I know that it's a grant, and he was going to ask you to motion to accept the grant and the funding. I believe it's a 50/50 grant that they receive every year. But I'm not sure. He was supposed to be here, and that was his instruction, so I can't answer like that.
Yeah, can you, let them know, tell them to email the whole council on that, right?
Okay,
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I was just gonna ask Councilwoman Winfield, does this have anything to do with your? Okay, that's all I was wondering.
it might be that he didn't see the time change, so.
Thank you. Clerk Medina, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yeah.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez on,
Yes,
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco. Yes. Have any ordinances on second reading?
we do not,
Any ordinances on third reading?
we do not,
Do we have any resolutions?
we have 4 resolutions. First resolution, 24-0013, sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland, Councilman Dwayne Ratchford, Councilman Robert Garcia, Councilman Terrence Hill.
So move, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilman Monroe to hear resolution 24-0013. Have any questions on the motion?
Mr. President, I just want to tell my fellow council members, Vidal and Company is here. If you have any questions, they'd be more than happy to answer them, and Mr. Simmons,
I know they were here at the last meeting, we did hear the presentation, but at this time, if any of my colleagues have any questions for them, they are here. Roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yeah.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez on,
yes,
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. Next resolution, please.
Resolution 24-0014, sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of East Chicago to permit the acceptance of grant funding by the East Chicago Engineering Department.
Councilman Garcia.
Got a question for the attorney. Do we have to pass this, before we pass the ordinance?
So you can do it at the same time if you want, but we do have to accept it before we appropriate it.
So
But you're not appropriating it tonight anyway.
we need to accept the resolution. So move on the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by, excuse me, by Councilman Monroe to hear resolution 24-0014. Any questions on the motion? Councilwoman Orange.
I just want to make sure that the engineer is here at this next meeting, just since he wasn't here and the time changed, but
I think we're gonna see him come in at 6.
Well, we'll make sure he's here.
I know. But make sure he's here the next.
Any other questions? Clerk Medina, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez on,
yes,
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. Next resolution, please.
Resolution 24-0015. Sponsor Mayor Anthony Copeland and Councilman Dwayne Ratchford. Resolution of the Common Council of the City of East Chicago, Indiana, granting Harvest Food Group LLC an assessed valuation deduction tax abatement for tangible personal property under Indiana Code 6-1.1-12 10.1.
So move, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilwoman Orange, to hear resolution 24-0015. Have any questions on the motion? Clerk Medina, roll call.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia.
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez, Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. Medina, next resolution.
Resolution 24-0016, sponsored Mayor Anthony Copeland and Councilman Dwayne Ransford. Resolution of the East Chicago Common Council approving a declaratory resolution related to certain amendments to supply its business park economic development area.
I got a question.
Councilman Garcia.
Attorney Jones, we just got to deal with the previous resolution.
No,
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Whenever we bring stuff forward like this, I would like at least a sponsor, I mean, I know the mayor's not here, but at least Dwayne, Councilman Ransford to be here to explain. I'm not comfortable with myself, I'm not comfortable with passing something like this unless we have more discussion on it. If we have anything. So,
this wasn't part of our packet from the, was it?
It's in your packet.
No, it wasn't part of our packet for the,
Please approach.
Just want to give
well, then Carl's gonna talk on it.
Good evening, council members, Carl Senator, Senator Dalton, municipal advisors. This is part of the entrepreneurial development and the Harvest Food Group project. If you recall, back in July, we were before the council, I think, a couple times introducing, and we have also company representatives, Barbara Warble of Harvest Food Groups, she's the CFO, and also Larry Kramer representing the company. They can also be available to answer questions. But at your July 2nd meeting, you approved a development agreement that talked about their project coming to East Chicago. They're building approximately a 206,000 square foot building there at 300 West 151st Street. And as a part of that development, they have requested TIF financing assistance. And this is in the supplier's business park allocation area. But what we're doing is we're amending that area to create their own separate allocation area number 2 for just their 20 acres. And so we have started the process related to that with the redevelopment commission to pass a amending declaratory resolution. They approved it at their meeting last month. And then it went before the plan commission here just recently, and you have a signed plan commission order that basically says that this does not affect the city's comprehensive plan, and they approve the findings of fact relative to that. And so now it's back to the council to confirm the plan commission's findings.
That's why I asked the attorney that, it had to do with that.
It's nothing to do with the abatement.
Yeah, the abatement's a separate issue, but this is just for the allocation area.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, thank you.
Councilwoman Winfield.
And at the plan commission, I did ask them to reach out to Councilman Hill, so that's in the 3rd district, did they end up reaching out to him also?
I believe he's been informed about all the proceedings. And I think he was even before the council with the development agreement back in July.
Just an update.
Yes, I believe he did at your second meeting.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by, second. Seconded by Councilwoman Winfield to hear resolution 24-0016. Roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I just think that I know you're involved in some of this, well, most of the stuff with vagueness and new property and redevelopment. Just think that there needs to be better communication with the entire council before it goes to the committee, so that we have exactly what we need before we have, questions. And I know it came before July. This came up again, and I just would like better communication.
Okay, sure. It's just part of the process. I will tell you that in October, we're gonna come back before you. You'll be having the bond ordinance, for the economic development revenue bonds will come back at your first meeting in October for first reading only, and then at your second, then you can have time to answer additional questions on that and anticipating coming back at your second meeting. So that's probably the final step, and then you won't have to see us for a little bit.
Any other questions?
I just,
Councilwoman.
so I ended up having to call administration to find out exactly where this is coming from. I didn't understand, at first, but again, you stated something that's important, is that it went through the redevelopment board, correct?
So.
Approved.
Yes, so the.
So we should have known regardless from our representatives.
All right, thank you.
There will be the reason, so if you give favorable recommendation here, there will be a public hearing before the redevelopment commission in October. And then following that, they will then confirm creating the second allocation area. But they can't do that until you affirm this.
Thank you. Any other questions?
And just one more comment, we have 2 representatives on the redevelopment board from this council. We have 2.
I'll make sure I contact the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk Medina, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yeah.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Hernandez, Orange,
Yes,
Monroe. Yes. Franciski.
Yes. Moving on to old business, do we have any old business? Councilwoman Winfield.
I'd just like to thank Vivian for sending out the information from North Shore, just making sure everyone gets that information.
Thank you, Viv. Moving on to new business, I did get one, I know the park director was supposed to be here, I believe. My colleagues had some questions about some things, I think, Councilman Monroe was the one that asked them. I just did get his text, he did. Got a flat iron, waiting for somebody to change it, so he's probably not gonna make it. But he did say he'll be at the next council meeting to answer any questions that we have. Any other new business? Councilwoman Orange.
I did send my colleagues a letter about the street dedication for Clarence Walker, because of that, Attorney Jones said she will be doing a resolution. And I know that Mr. Walker had impacted some of our lives. I know Ken, Mr. Clemens, myself, and maybe some of the other people he has. And I have not named the street name because to me, I have to make sure that person has been impacted on a lot of lives, not just a few lives. And so his family did not ask me, but I know how he impacted my life. And so I wanted that 3900 block of everything to be street dedication.
Thank you. Councilman Monroe.
I'd like to put my name on the resolution.
No problem.
Councilwoman Winfield.
It's not my district, but I would like to put on that, because I'm from that area originally.
Any other new business? Moving on to public expression, if you please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any, clerk?
We do not.
Have a motion to adjourn, please? Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilwoman Gonzalez. Roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Winfield, Garcia.
Yes.
Orange,
yes,
Hernandez, Orange,
yes.
Monroe. Yes. Franciski.
Yes, good night.
Yeah.